come clean and let your feelings out. You can't get real without going deep inside your soul and mind. Do the search and surely you will find the person you desire, who you wanna be. Honesty is the best policy. Once you discover who you are, shoot for the stars and never stop your dream until it's not a dream and you've got your dreams. What if I were to leave this earth? Would you be pleased and smirk or feel grief and hurt? I think about our armed forces spending every day one heartbeat away overseas at work, and it makes me irk so sharp when the pain hits. That ain't prejudice, eventually I'll have to face it. So I keep praying and aiming to stay courageous, cause his greatness will take away the pain and leave me shameless. My expectations to live life on life's terms. Some days are full of pain, it's the blade when the knife turns. Others full of joy, it's the boy with his kite perched in the sky. Live and die, laugh, love, cry, learn. In time you can do all you put your mind to. Getting here, you got 100 years and your life's through. Don't lose your focus, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay dedicated to your dreams and fly, fly, fly.
You build this world.
It's time for you to think about what you think about. Dig deep, come clean and let your feelings out. You can't get real without going deep inside your soul and mind. Do the search and surely you will find the person you desire, who you wanna be. Honesty is the best policy. Once you discover who you are, shoot for the stars and never stop your dream until it's not a dream and you've got your dreams. It's time for you to think about what you think about. Dig deep, come clean and let your feelings out. You can't get real without going deep inside your soul and mind. Do the search and surely you will find the person you desire, who you wanna be. Honesty is the best policy. Once you discover who you are, shoot for the stars and never stop your dream until it's not a dream and you've got your dreams.
Another day, a week, a year, a way to make dreams appear as reality. It's never clear through a cloudy scene. I'll wipe away the tears pouring out of me, then pass away like I'm sound asleep. Turn my face like I can't see the pain and disease screaming inside, hoping I'll escape the nightmares. Use fear, they can't seem to fight fair. I dare to take the risk, cause life's rare. I like glares as dark's evil eye stares deep in my soul. If I stays lit, heat for a cold world laying stiff, eyes closed, seeing paradise through my third lens. Let's make a wish, kid, throw your pennies in. So many don't try and still expect to win. In a fantasy, luck's as good as it gets. Imagination is a place real change exists. It's easy to die if you never try to live.
You are the dreamer, you build this world.
It's time for you to think about what you think about. Dig deep, come clean and let your feelings out. You can't get real without going deep inside your soul and mind. Do the search and surely you will find the person you desire, who you wanna be. Honesty is the best policy. Once you discover who you are, shoot for the stars and never stop your dream until it's not a dream and you've got your dreams. It's time for you to think about what you think about. Dig deep, come clean and let your feelings out. You can't get real without going deep inside your soul and mind. Do the search and surely you will find the person you desire, who you wanna be. Honesty is the best policy. Once you discover who you are, shoot for the stars and never stop your dream until it's not a dream and you've got your dreams.
Impulse what we acting on. It's too late just to patch it up, and it's too late just to laugh it off. I've been feeding into this drama. It's too late just to back it up, cause I got a lot of these problems on my plate. My stomach's acting up. I never wanted this tension, never wanted this stress. I always wanted this friendship, I never wanted this mess. I got a lot of these headaches when I got a lot of your texts. In my own pursuit of happiness, I made some people upset. Shit, I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline, you poured the gasoline. I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline and lit the match for me. It's not a fault, not a fault. We're not compatible, just not at all, not at all. We hit the gas and we just up and stalled. We gain these memories so nothing lost, but it's still hurting, so we gotta come to conclusions. We gotta let the shit burn. We left the city in ruins, now there's nothing left to return to. Fragile, we are just humans. When trust between us is crushed, that's ashes to ashes and dust to dust. I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline. I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline and lit the match for me. Everybody changes, most of the time for the better, so everybody may just go in different directions. Yo, we bit off more than we could chew. That shit's digesting and I can't afford the failure too. That shit's expensive, yo, we better off when we ride off in the sunset. Yeah, I'm upset and I got this pounding in my head. That shit that sound like dubstep. My heart is spinning, wish I could eject it like a cassette. My soul saying it's over, but my head says we ain't done yet. I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline. I burned the bridge, but you poured the gasoline. You poured the gasoline and lit the match for me.
This shit wasn't meant for anybody. Don't even get mad. But if you get mad and you think it's about you, well then fuck you too, bitch.
All right, we are live. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. This is Versus Humanity, and you're listening to Three Chicks, One Prick. We're a couple minutes late, just like I said we would be, and guess what? Nobody here gives a fuck. I am joined by my co-hostesses, Miss Guardian Angel and Miss Chelle. Say what's up, guys.
What is up?
There you go. And our guest for the night, chick number 3, is Miss Scarlet Raven. She is a award-nominated MILF cam model, if I've got that correctly. And my first question for you, Scarlet, just so we can get it in and out of the way, because I had a little bit of confusion about this going into the interview. Introduce to us which Raven you are, because I have found that there are 2 of you on the internet, and you are a lot more attractive than the other one.
Oh, for goodness sakes. No, I hope you're not talking about one of my other Scarlet Raven accounts, because I actually have 3, and I maybe that's what it is, but if there's another one, then I'm not sure.
I'm talking about a rather large red-headed woman.
Oh, well, I don't know anything about her. I'm sure she's absolutely lovely, but I've been a webcam model for 7 years, and I've always been a pretty dark-haired, every once in a while red, but I don't know if I'm large. I don't know. I don't know how to assess the situation. So, one thing I'll tell you is that as a cam person, like a live cam performer, whatever you want to call it, your job is always evolving. So is your look, so is your person. So when you're doing it for 7 years, maybe that was me, because I have definitely gone up and down in weight. So you never know.
This one was usually 400 pounds.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't me then.
No,
Thank God for me. But I mean, to be honest, and just the other day, and this is not even a joke, I was saying to my husband, I really think I should go baby W. I'm so on the fence. And part of me is just I just want to eat pizza and wings and stop worrying about this, it gets tiring, to be honest. So
as a webcam model, you keep a disciplined diet and you worry about your weight and everything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 42, so that's pretty up there in webcam modeling years. And so in order to compete, it's hard to compete, and so I kind of have to try to, look the best I can always look. I'm never going to be a skinny, ultra fit model, but I'm a MILF, and a MILF is a funny term. It's a funny term to be because no, well, not everybody wants a skinny person. Not everybody wants I mean, that's what I found in this world is that's what made me finally get comfortable with myself, was being a webcam model, because I finally was like, you know what? I have a little bit of chubby belly, and it's okay because there are people who really like it. They like my chubby belly. They think it's cute. So now I can finally be happy with who I am. But I still I'm going to the convention in Vegas next week, hopefully, if I hit my goal. And I just want to be a certain way for myself, walking around, when you're walking around people and your fans are there in person, And that's just me as a person.
Yeah, honestly, I can't imagine anyone having problems with the way your body is, because damn, girl, you got some curves.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I grew them myself.
Good job.
Word. So this next question I'm probably going to ask you about 3 times in this next interview, but where do you where can we find your work? Where do you sell your shit? Where are you trying to direct people through this interview? Can you drop us a link real quick?
Well, I think the easiest link is scarletraven.manyvids.com. And that link basically takes you to my main, what I'm working on right now, which is my content, videos, and pictures, and it also links you to my live cam site, which I do live cam on my free cam at Scarlet Raven, so I try to keep it consistent. And I try to be on there a lot more, but I moved to the frickin' mountains, and my internet is like a joke. Literally, I think there is a hamster on a wheel, and it gets tired, and my internet goes out. So
I feel that.
Oh, I can totally relate to that.
I mean, it's a beautiful country. But
so if you're listening at home, you might be like me and, you know, be specifically into pre-recorded free fetish videos and not know about mini-vids. It's MANYVIDS. I always thought it was mini, like small, like mini, but that's beside the point. Guardian Angel, how the fuck have you been?
I have been good. Busy as hell, but good. Mostly computer work, so it's nothing fun. But no, I was actually going to say I can totally relate to the internet issue. I grew up in a place in South Dakota out in the middle of the woods where if you wanted cell phone service, we had to stand on our deck and hold the phone up in the air to get, like, just enough to make a phone call. And
oh, my God.
I had dial-up internet connection into high school. Like, I'd have to get kicked off the phone if my mom needed to do her work for, I can totally relate to the hamster on a wheel thing.
I mean, it's crazy, and it's hard to be a webcam model with that kind of internet. You can do it, but I don't know. I'm vintage. I'm like ultra amateur vintage. I don't know.
Classic. Actually, speaking of classic, you have kind of a classic look about you. Reminds me of like a 50s military wife almost. Do you ever get any like requests for certain types of play in your cam modeling?
Yeah. I mean, definitely like a Mrs. Robinson type feel is what I get requests for a lot. So a lot of like I definitely dominate. It's a lot of domination fetish, but it's more in a motherly way, which I know sounds odd, but that's a huge fetish. So you know, it's a big thing. So
hard love, kind of.
I mean, it really depends on the person, but as an example, like sometimes it's about, you know, the older woman showing him how to please himself and actually telling him what to do and how to do it to himself, or the older woman telling him how to please a woman because he needs to learn that, you know, those types of things. So, you know, but because I am a mother of 4, I do try to stay away from. I like to keep it very stepmom or, you know, older mentor. I don't like to be like the real mom because that to me is definitely a boundary, but it is definitely a huge fetish and it's asked for all the time. So
yeah, I think I saw one of the videos. I was going down your Twitter feed and I saw one of them was like a video, something about banging your slutty stepdaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my son's best friend. Yeah.
Oh, wait. So tell us this story.
It was on New Year's Eve apparently, and they just didn't go out. And when I got home, the best friend was awake, and so I just did them right there in front of my sleeping stepson. Apparently.
One. Props.
Which was my huge big teddy bear that I put pants on and like clothes and like covered under a blanket. So, and it was actually a custom request, and so a lot of times that's what I've kind of moved into since my internet is so poor. I really, really enjoy basically fulfilling people's fantasies. So they tell me what they want, and I love making that video hopefully exactly what they want. And sometimes I don't judge, you know what I mean? Like who am I to judge another person's fetish? I really don't. So I do have my own personal boundaries. So I will say that, like, no, I can't do that. Like race play, I get a lot of race play requests, and I'm okay with it, but I can't do any kind of racial degradation. It's just, for me, I'm not comfortable doing it.
That sounds solid. Everyone has their boundaries, and I feel like it would be really important in your industry to have boundaries. I mean, I don't know, how many times do you meet people that don't really know? Yeah. You go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, what are some of your other hard limits now that we're on the subject? We talk about a lot, you know, what artists specialize in and what you try to stick around. What do you try to stay the hell away from? Especially seeing that you are kind of like a mommy dom, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, it sounds really crazy, but it's really true. Like, my hard lines are soft. I am very, very much like into everything and exploration and learning and fun And like I said, I really believe this, and I really do not judge when somebody tells me their fetish, and I'm like, oh. And I might realize at that moment that that's a hard line. For an example, I definitely don't want to do any videos that involved being peed on or me peeing on anyone. So
no golden showers then.
Yeah, not for me. But but I will do, videos that have to do with urination, just not on other people, So, and I think that it's kind of cute in a way, if you can call yourself cute. But my fetishes actually very much go along with me being a mommy to some extent. It's very stereotypical, But also, though, I also love gangbang porn and I love interracial porn. So I have a wide range, but when it comes to certain things, like you don't pee on other people, you don't do that, or you know what I mean? Those are the types of things I, as a mom, can't really do. I'm not into. It's just me.
Oh, that makes sense. Actually, speaking of the different theatrical things that you do, it's one thing that I noticed is that you seem to have a really wide array of theatrical endeavors when it comes to your videos. I saw one of them was a demonic possession.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a demonic possession one, and there's I don't know if that's that one or if it's the dragon cock one when I bring home oh shoot, I forget what I call it. But anyway, I bring home these tributes to my dragon dildo with the dragon cock. Have you heard of the bad dragon? Bad dragon? It's if you go to Twitter, it'd be bad_dragon. And they have the most amazing dildos that you've ever seen in your whole life. They're very fantastical, dragons and horses and I don't know. What are those things called with the octopuses? What tentacles? Yeah, fun
Kraken
stuff.
Kraken.
Yeah. They have all those kinds of dildos. Are just really amazing and super cool, and you can customize them. So I do a lot of videos with that, and I love dressing up. Snow White is my favorite character, or Mrs. Incredible. I don't know. Sometimes I think dressing up is it kind of gets me into character. I definitely have a background in theater in college, so yeah. And so I have fun with it. I mean, I really do. I love to play Jessica Rabbit. I'm a big singer, so when I'm on cam, I'm always singing into my cocrophone, which is a dildo.
I want to hear you sing.
Oh my goodness. Well. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Well, I'll tell you, what I could do for you at the end is every night when I log off cam, I sing Nora Jones' "Come Away With Me." But usually, again, into my cocrophone. So I'll give you a couple lines of that, maybe at the end. Maybe. I'm getting
down with that.
Microphone sounds like something I'm going to need for the next stage performance.
Nobody notices when you mess up at all.
So you said that you were into theater, which I think is pretty cool because my co-host Guardian Angel, before there was ever sex podcasts or hip-hop music or anything like that in either one of our lives, we met through musical theater and worked together in schools and a company and all different kinds of things. What is your theater background? How did you come up with that, and what kind of stuff have you done through there, and how did that lead to porn?
Well, I mean, my background is so diverse. I guess I would call it very diverse. I was definitely born with a silver spoon. Didn't want for a thing. Very, very, very lucky. I would say I was spoiled, but not like a brat. My parents did not raise me to be a brat. So thankfully, they taught work ethic to me. But unfortunately, both my parents have passed away. So that was part of what led me to camming. But I started theater in high school. I sang. My instrument is my voice and piano. And I swear to God, if Glee was around when I was in high school, that'd be me. For many, months, I will walk around singing everything to my family. They get it. It's just what I do sometimes. And I'm just into music and I'm into all of it. So I've been in things. I was in the Wiz, and we did a little Les Mis and just different little things in high school and college. And I tried to do the Meisner program at East Carolina University, but my father was like, nope, I am not paying for that. And I was like, oh. Okie dokie. That was the end. That was the end of my theater. I auditioned and I got in, and it was super crazy exciting, and I couldn't believe it because Sandra Bullock went to ECU, and so I think she's awesome, and so I let that all go, and I was in medical device sales, pharmaceutical sales, and banking for 8 years prior to camming. Yeah, and so basically what happened was I had 4 children, and my husband decided that Adderall and Ambien were like way better than his family, and basically ditched us, and I had to find a way to survive. Both my parents passed away, and had nothing.
I could not imagine being on Adderall and Ambien at the same time. That makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
It really is. Honestly, it's a really sad thing because he didn't, he was given those medications, but the problem was it's like a vicious cycle because he would drink with the Ambien, so then he'd wake up the next day and be like, I'm going to die. And we have 4 kids, so life is busy. And so then he would have to really hype up on the Adderall, and he would go to different doctors to get extra prescriptions. And it just got worse and worse and worse, and what a mess. So very sad to see. And unfortunately, I put him through rehab once, and it didn't work out. And so I had to find something, and my child care for 4 kids was like $1,800.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so it was crazy. And so one of my buddies from high school was like, do this. You're sexy. You are an actress. You can get there and give them what you want and what they want. And I'm like, I could do this. Yeah, I could do it. And it, worked out. For me, it worked out really well because I had this awesome theater. And, to me, my theater background is so impactful in my life. Definitely. It made me who I am. It just gave me the confidence and the ability to read people and things like that.
Amen to that.
So, and then with the marketing and stuff that I learned in sales and banking, it just helps. It's a hard job that cam girls have. People don't give us a lot of credit at all.
No, I completely agree with you. And my next question was going to roll into that. Do you have a 9-to-5 on top of cam modeling? And if not, how long did it take you to phase out that 9-to-5 to where you were able to support you and yours off of the cam modeling?
Well, when I first got started, I was a very quick success, and it was lucky because, it was lucky and dumb, and I don't know, it was desperation and fear, but basically, I couldn't have my job. I lost my job because I couldn't afford the child care. And so I was camming every waking minute I could when they were sleeping, the kids. And then I just very quickly found that public, exhibitionism was a huge moneymaker. And so I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I found a friend of mine who had a restaurant, and he delivered for me, and he also let me go to his restaurant, and I would do live shows there. And it was all very, yeah, but never because I had a friend, I was able to stage it in a way that, I always go in there a Wednesday at 2:30, and he put me in the back, and he was my waiter, and so it was all very cool because nobody knew what was going on, and it was just kind of sneaky and fun, and I became instantly successful and made way too much money, crazy money. Yeah, it was crazy. It was awesome, but it was risky, and being a mom with 4 kids, woo, and I got turned into child services. I had to go through that investigation.
Yeah, I can imagine child services probably ran you through the ringer just for being able to support your kids doing what you're doing.
Honestly, it's interesting. My ex-husband and my stepmother are the ones that turned me in because they're just crazy. But honestly, I was 100% honest with them. I had a cam room that has a locked door. I explained to them the only times I was ever on cam, all the different things. I showed them the cam room. I showed them the deadbolt, everything. And I just was basically it's no different than a couple. Like if I was a couple with somebody and having a sex life, like that's all this is. I don't bring people into my homes. I don't, you know. And the woman basically looked at me like, girl, you just stop. This is fine. Like, I don't even, she was clearly annoyed by the whole thing. Just annoyed. Because the report was like, I was shooting porn and I had men in and out of my room and like, it was crazy. So, it was kind of interesting.
It'd be like, just because you have your friends in and out of somebody's restaurant doesn't mean they're in and out of your own room.
Hey, just because I didn't talk about that part doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes. I mean, that's the thing. I did make mistakes, but one thing that happened, which was amazing, is I guess it was in February of 2012, I found out that I had ovarian cancer.
Ooh.
Now, luckily, I found out because I had a cyst removed, and they did the biopsy, and it came back malignant. And so I went through just 3 cycles of chemo and was cancer-free and really good. So it's awesome, and I paid for that with cash. Like, wow. I had no health insurance. I did get support through the pharmaceutical company because they help you out if you don't have health insurance. But the entire thing, I paid with cash because I was a webcam model, and I never would have been able to do that if I wasn't. You know?
Well, congratulations, and I mean that's awesome. I mean that's a great fuck you story to anybody that's like, oh well, you're a webcam model. It was like, yeah, and I don't have cancer because of it, motherfucker.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's
a good story. It's a good story, though. It's not a positive one, though, because now I still don't have health insurance, and I know my sister back, and I can't really do anything about it. I'm not doing as awesomely like I did then because I don't do the public stuff anymore. And so a little bit scary because I don't know how long I'm a survivor. We'll see. I'll tell you one thing, though. I am definitely dabbling in Simpson Oil. I don't know if you've heard of that at all.
Yes, let's talk about this because I make Simpson Oil, and I have helped people achieve remission with Simpson Oil myself. This is a topic that I love, and I was actually going to ask you if you were involved with any cannabis or type of Simpson Oil because I feel like I have a moral obligation to bring that up to anybody that says they've had cancer. So yes, talk about Simpson Oil as much as you fucking want. Educate some dumb motherfuckers out there.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I mean, to see some fat redheaded chick get interviewed.
Well, you know what? I can be whatever you want me to be in your mind. Okay, so just think about what you want to think about. I don't care. But yeah, Simpson Oil is amazing. I mean, basically, I will say that I suck at getting the consistency right, so mine always ends up being like this weird like stuff I have to like flake off or whatever. But anyway, I mean, it works. It's still awesome. But you basically take your cannabis and you break it down all the way down into this oil that has everything. It's not just CBD oil and it's not just THC. It's everything. So do you
use oil as a base for yours, or do you use ether? Because I use straight Everclear.
See, you know what? You're fucking smart because I should get Everclear, but I'm so fucking lazy, and so I'm at Walmart. They don't sell Everclear, so I'm like, shit. So I get fucking the acetone. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, like, yeah, because I mean, what I do is I use Everclear, I just soak it, and then I take, like, a muslin cloth, and I'll put all of the wet flour, you know what I mean, into that muslin cloth, and squeeze it out and strain it out so there's no more plant matter left, and then on electric, do not do this over fucking fire. Cook out the alcohol, basically, and then you're left with a black goop, and that's it.
And it's amazing. And I mean, I'll be honest, like when I first started with it, yeah, it does. I mean, I have no idea because I can't go get the stupid test to confirm or clear it or whatever, but I found out a year ago that I was having cysts grow again, and this time they were in my lungs and my kidneys, and you know, I've been doing it's scary. It's scary, but it could be, you know, it happens. I mean, sometimes you do get cysts in your lungs and your kidneys, and sometimes it's not cancer. So, I mean, whatever. So I just started doing Rick Simpson oil, and whenever I can, because the thing is, it's not cheap to make.
No.
You really you have to have a large amount. Like, I don't know about measurements, so you'd be better than me.
You generally want to be taking a gram a day for about the next 6 to 9 months if you're trying to.
But the bag of pot that you have to start with is like heaven. Like, it almost feels like you don't want to do this because you're thinking, oh my God, is this a good idea? Am I going to fuck this up and now I'm going to ruin this much heaven? But you don't. It really, you'd have to be stupid. I mean, if you take care and follow the directions, there's a YouTube video that is like, it's like super easy, step by step. It's awesome. I have fucked
it up a couple times and set myself on fire, but that's just because I use ether, and ether catches on fire.
Well, what are you using? See, I ended up buying like one of those little like warming plates.
Yeah, that's what I use. But I've made the mistake of doing it on like a gas range before, not thinking, because when I learned to do it and I first did it, I did it on. They had a flat top electric stove. The person that taught me how to do it. So I didn't think, and they didn't think, and it was I learned how to do this about 2013ish. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as developed as it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but yeah, no. Electric hot plate is absolutely what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up, I actually bought this crazy contraption that helps you take, I don't even know how to explain it. I found it, anyway, you put it all in there, and it's what starts to take, it starts the process of it, and then it basically cooks off a lot of the alcohol. Anyway, instead of using the rice cooker, it's like a special thing. It's the same thing that you use for, distiller. It's a distiller of water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like if you want to distill your own water at home, they make this really cool device. It's like $200, and it's really cool. And then you will definitely not burn anything or set anything on fire.
What state do you live in? If that's public information, feel free to.
Well, I always say I live in the vagina, the VA, Virginia. I live in Virginia.
Okay.
I don't like living here at all. I was born and raised in the Baltimore area and Maryland, and I live here, and it's there. I mean, where I live in Virginia, it is the mountains. It is just God country, and it's beautiful. But I am in somewhat of a way a city girl, meaning I like certain comforts like internet and stores that I can go to that aren't 20 minutes away, or So it's hard. It's hard living in such a desolate land, But anyway, in Virginia, it is not entirely legal. No,
I am aware of that.
So, but I'll be honest to say that I have everything is just very farmer, friends that are farmers. I have no money that I can spend on it because I have a family and that's not the priority. But my health is, and I do very much believe in the Rick Simpson oil, and a couple of the farmers in my area also very much believe in it, and so they help me out whenever they can, and it's so nice. So, I'm blessed. And again, all of that was found through camming, so I'll be honest, it changed my life for sure, in so many ways. Pretty lucky.
If you found Rick Simpson oil through porn, then God bless porn. You know what I mean?
Right? No, right.
Because there's no, that's an amazing story. I mean, and if you don't know what Rick Simpson oil does, go fucking find out and go tell everybody and learn how to make it and give as much of it away for free as you can and go help people with it. I cannot stress this enough to my listeners that. And I mean, this is way off topic from cam girls and pornography, but this is an important fucking topic that is really near and dear to my heart, is that this shit needs to be everywhere and it's nowhere. And I
agree.
The absolute cure for cancer is in front of all of our faces, and fucking nobody is willing to give it the time of day because of the fucking notion that medical marijuana was legalized for the fucking so that people going through chemo would ease their nausea, which it does do, but chemotherapy is so unnecessary when you really
it's poison.
It's terrible,
poison.
And I hate it, and it killed my best friend, and chemotherapy could just fucking cease to exist as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. My father, I watched my father die of lung cancer, and he went through chemo, and it killed him. And I almost didn't go through chemo, but the doctor said to me, you know what, you can only catch ovarian cancer early once. And if we go through here and blast it all out, then you know you did it. And otherwise you can just see, and maybe you'll be the 50% that's fine. And I'm like, holy crap, okay, well, those are really shitty odds. But I really wish someone would have told me about Simpson Oil then, because I spent $20,000 almost on that process.
Dude.
$20,000. And can you imagine the oil I could have made with 20 grand? Like, really?
You can cure your cancer for 10.
Not only that, but I wouldn't have felt like I was dying for 3 months straight, like dying. I mean, and every time I would go to get my cycle,
it would have been quite the opposite. You would have never felt more,
rested. And when I really do the oil, I do it intensely, and so I do it, and I basically for like a week straight almost sleep, like really do. And then it helps, like my pain, and I do get a lot of pain with my cysts and stuff, and once I get on that cycle and then I kind of start to wean down, I'm fine, like pain-free for months. So, it's just, it's sad. You hit the nail on the head when you said to give it to as many people as you can. Like if I ever come into more money, of course, that's what I want to do, because everybody should have it, and it's not fair that it's like this big secret, and I don't know. It really kind of pisses me off, to be honest.
No, this is my mission in life so much that I've caught a felony from trying to get people RSO. You know what I mean? And it has completely ruined my life, and I still believe in the cause that fucking much. And so thank you for bringing that topic up on this show.
Well, I'm sorry if it took us way off tangent.
No, because it's an important issue that needs to be talked about in as many fucking places as it can, and it's never been brought up on this show, and it's important. And thank you for bringing it up, and don't stress about any time, because there's not anything that could be more important with the time that anybody listening to this could be spending their time doing than learning about RSO. There is nothing more important than that, in my humble opinion. But hey, Guardian Angel, why don't you get us off this topic? Because we have talked about this at length a little bit.
I was actually going to say, with your theater background and with how passionate you are about this topic, you should just do a bunch of Reefer Madness themed parody cam videos and give facts and information on how to find it at the end of them.
It's a good idea. I mean, that's a really good idea. I should definitely, I definitely should. I mean, I have to look into it a little bit, like just because of my kids, I always have to be careful because I haven't been as good about thinking about repercussions to them. And my kids actually, I was outed to them. So my ex-husband strikes again, and he actually outed me to all of them and their friends on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. And the friends on Facebook.
Yeah, which was awesome, except for the problem was that it totally backfired. I mean, my kids love me more because they can't believe what I sacrificed in their minds. Because I had a career. I was in medical device sales. I loved working with surgeons, and I loved being in the OR, and I loved my job. And I couldn't have that career anymore. And they knew that I changed. They just didn't know what happened. And they just really, they appreciate me. They appreciate everything I've done to, I have since remarried. I met my husband while I was a cam girl. And I moved to Virginia for him. And his family all knew, and they all didn't care. I mean, that was another outing. My ex-husband sent an email to his whole business distribution list, which included his parents, because they helped,
my goodness.
Yeah.
And
very angry man. Like
He's a pretty angry man. He's a pretty angry man, yeah.
It's a lot of effort
I guess
to try
that ass is
your
just
life
that
up.
big, I don't know. I mean, well, I guess what I'll never understand is, from him and my stepmother, it always comes from a place of they're trying to protect my kids. But what they don't understand, and they have never understood, is that my entire life is my kids. But literally have no other reason for living except for them. That's it. And so, am I a cam girl? Is this what I dreamt of being my entire life? No, I never dreamt of it, not ever once. I mean, but I'll do anything that I have to do to survive. And being a mom of 4 kids is hard. It's really, really hard. And when
so
you're
how old are
parents,
your kids, real quick? How old are your kids?
Well, I have twin daughters who are 16, and then I have another daughter who's 15, and my son is 11. So,
Alrighty.
Yep, they're not young, and it's an interesting. We have such a great relationship, and being a cam girl has enabled me to be there for them in every important life thing. I'm there for every school event. My husband coaches all their sports.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it enables me to be able to do everything for them, you know? So, I mean, so people can say what they will, but the other thing I have to say, and this is something I wear this like a freaking medal because my 3 daughters are the freaking purest people. I don't even know where it's coming from, but all their friends are sending nudes and they're doing this and they're having orgies and they're having this, and I'm like, what is going on in high school? And I'm so proud and grateful that my daughters are just not. And, again, I can't say that's because I'm a webcam model, but I do think it's because all the openness in our relationship that we've had to have has enabled us to,
I was actually about to say that, yeah.
I could equate it to being a webcam model just in my personal observations of general society is that, myself included, kids like something to rebel against, you know what I mean? And to the fact that you're a webcam model, if your kids were sending nudes, that would be no shock value. That would be no...
That's true.
You know what I mean? And they may not even think about it that way.
That's a good point. That's what's interesting is that's a really good point, because the other thing that they don't do because of my ex-husband is they won't drink or do any drugs. They are not happy at all with my whole Simpson Oil exploration, and I don't care. I mean, I don't understand. I try to explain to them. I'm like, look, I get it. Everybody says it's bad. Drugs are bad. Stop doing drugs. So I understand, but and what they watch their father go through, I totally get it. But
yeah.
Well,
so
they're telling medical professionals that there are a bunch of dangers. I had some chick tell me that her mom's a nurse, and they handed a bunch of pamphlets out outlining all of the real dangers of using marijuana. And I mean, it's honestly, it's pharmaceutical propaganda, and it's not the kids' fault that they would think it's bad when it's everywhere. Even the medical professionals are getting handed pamphlets and just agreeing with it.
You're right. It is very much like they have this thing called DARE at school, and I don't remember what it stands for, but it's basically about bullying and drugs.
I was raised in the DARE program. I'm only 24, so school isn't that long ago for me.
Okay, I hear you. So yeah, you were in the DARE, and did you? I mean, the kids seem to love the program, but they definitely talk a lot about how bad pot is. Marijuana.
Yeah, and if you agree with them, they take you to Six Flags.
There you go.
I never had that opportunity.
Yeah, you said that a good deal. Yeah, depends on how good your program is. Because in our area, they have a big auditorium event where they make little speeches and they read their essays and they get rewards, and it's a big deal.
That sounds lame.
To them, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Much rather go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
So, change up the topic a little bit. This is one of my favorite questions to ask any guest that we have that works in the sex industry, especially on a public level. Have you had any issues with stalkers, and how did that go?
I have. I've had a lot of really bad issues with them. I mean, when I became a public camera, I put myself out there in a way that I didn't really think about well. And so even though I thought I was protecting myself by using a friend and a friend's place, and it felt very safe to me, and you know, one of the things that I'm very important was like, you know, nobody else should have to see me or be exposed to me because they didn't ask for that. Do you know what I mean? So I might be doing that to my webcam, and they might want to think it's a very public situation. But to me, it was always important that it wasn't. But I actually had a guy that actually came into the restaurant, and I was live on cam, and he came back and was like talking to me. It was the scariest thing.
Did he know
I was
he was live on cam?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was watching, and he figured it out. And it was because I had a very, you know, I'm a very like organized person. I do things in a very like methodical way, and so every show was kind of the same. I'd be in my car, and we'd raise the amount of tokens to go in, and then we'd get in, and I'd order from the menu, and I wouldn't show much, but I always showed the same thing. Like we even have a table that I bought because it was my table. And so, you know, it was very easy for someone who lived in that area to be like, holy crap, I think I know where that is. You know what I mean? And when I say, like, I made a lot of money and I had, like, instant celebrity, like, I'm talking, like, $10,000 a month.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was crazy, like, crazy money. And so it was like, holy shit, but it was because people were dropping. I had thousands of people in my room every day watching me do these things, this exhibitionism on cam. So, I mean, you know, sometimes you take risks and do things, and I didn't think that through very well, so that was pretty bad. That was a bad one. And like I said, I got turned into child services, and my ex, I would consider him a stalker because it's like all he's done for the past 7 years is try to ruin my life.
That's kind of what it sounds like, actually. So.
Yeah, it's been his life. You know, it's very sad. I mean, it's a very sad situation. I obviously loved him. I had 4 children with him, and I thought we were going to be together forever. But as mad as he is in me for giving up on him, he doesn't see how upsetting it is to me. And to be fair, the fucker hasn't even paid child support ever. He totally got out of it. And it's just bullshit, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. So stalkers suck. And in this industry, you have to be really careful. But at the end of the day, you know what? If this is what you want to do for a living, and that's fine because it's really awesome, you got to be ready because you're going to get stalkers. That's really bad. So.
I like how you just lay it out.
Yeah. Well, because I don't like for people to sugarcoat it, you know. I always like to tell a new cam person, be prepared for your family and your friends to know, because as much as you try, you will probably get outed. And then 2, be prepared to deal with privacy issues and having stalkers. Like, at the end of the day, for whatever reason, as webcam people, when you become sort of a, you know, you get on Twitter and you start having like 10,000 followers or more, you're some sort of a celebrity, and there are just really some creative people out there. And it is very easy to find us.
Yeah. Well, and I suppose with that type of video postings and whatnot, it would probably seem really personal for them too. I know that there's a what's it called? Where it's not Stockholm syndrome because you didn't obviously fucking kidnap them, but it's like where they fall in love with you by watching your videos. Like they think it's for them, but it's for everybody that wants to be there.
It's very hard. I've been through that a lot because, you know, I've had some really incredible supporters in my career. Like people who have given me money, like I can't even believe, you know, and I've always kind of developed a very close friendship with these people because I can't find any other way to show them my gratitude. Like, I mean, like you're giving me thousands of dollars and you don't want anything from me, and it's very hard for me to understand. So I instead want to become close to you and be your friend and show you through my friendship, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's this very strange, like, line that we're walking because how do you handle that? When you're a cam girl, you get thousands of dollars sometimes, and they don't want anything, they say. And who gives you thousands of dollars without wanting anything? Nobody, right?
I wish I could afford to have that fetish.
Well, I mean, there's something amazing about, like, one of the things that I love about when I was a webcam model making $10,000 a month, I spent everything on my family and then the rest on buying tokens. and I tipped the crap out of cam girls because I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, anytime I could get like a big group of friends into another cam girl's room who looked like she was having a bad day, and we could just make it rain tokens on them, that made me so happy. Like, I can't even tell you. And it was very addictive. Yeah, like it was the most addictive thing. So I can totally get why people do it. And so I totally understand when people say they really actually do want nothing. Because sometimes seeing that joy and that gratitude is all you needed. Like, I had extra money and I just gave it to someone and now she's crying. I just made her whole month. Like, and so I totally understand why people do it, but it is really hard. That line is just hard, and people fall in love, even though you try not to let it happen. You know what I mean? Like, it is intimate. You are doing things that are very intimate. I mean, geez, like sometimes my webcam is like legit almost in my vagina. You know?
Just almost.
I
mean, you can't get it all the way in. I mean, I have tried.
You know, they make those spy cams. You can get like a spy dildo cam.
You know, it's interesting because they haven't done that, and there must be a reason why they haven't done that. I mean, there must be. They probably tried, and then when they did it, they're like, "Holy crap! No, we're not going to sell this." I mean, because honestly, I can't tell you how often I get the request. I mean, it's very, very common. Like, people will ask for speculum usage. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. He doesn't know. Well, it'd be like the worst, like for women, and we have to go to the doctor like once a year, and they have to put this metal contraption in us that is like, it looks like a bird's beak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I think I know what kind of tool you're talking about.
Like make a fist like you're gonna have a gun. You know, and you have the thumb up and the forefinger pointing, and then you put the other finger out and like scissors. You know. And that's what it looks like. And it's metal, or sometimes just a very hard, cold plastic. And they put it all up in you, and then they open it up so they can see what's going on. And, yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Evolution? It's like that contraption they stuck up dude's ass when the alien was inside him.
Yeah,
no,
very much.
I know what you're talking about.
I just felt like you needed a more vivid visual, that's all.
It's okay. Very, very, very confused boner right now. So to kind of follow up on that last question, maybe in a more innocent sense than a stalker, have you ever had anybody just like accidentally randomly recognize you in public, like a store clerk or somebody at the mall, and just kind of came up to you and been like, "Is your name Scarlet?" Like, has that ever happened to you?
Yes, I have, and that's like adorable, honestly. Like, I find it absolutely adorable. Some people are smarter than other people, but because my kids know now, it's not a big of a deal. So it used to be kind of a big deal. But, you know, if I would say if you ever recognize, like, one of your cam performers out in public, like, it's cool to be recognized. It is. But it's also really freaking scary for some people. So usually it's probably better just not to say anything. You know what I mean? Like, now, if they're totally alone or something, because I've had times where I've been alone. I actually have a video. This is awesome. So I ordered, well, this one dude, this fan said he was an Indian food delivery guy, and I always talked about wishing I could have food delivered because I would get pizza. My friend delivered pizza to me all the time on cam. And it was a lot of fun because I'd flash him, and it was my friend from high school, so it didn't really matter, and it was just awesome. So this Indian food delivery guy was like, "Hey, I actually deliver Indian food in your area, and, I'd love to deliver it to you and get your autograph or whatever." And I'm like, "Really? Would you do it for a show?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Sweet." And so, and so I have a video of it, and he's actually asked me for my autograph, and we pose and take a picture on his phone, and I was live on webcam doing it. So I actually love to meet my fans. Like, I think that's like probably the coolest thing. That's the theater in me, you know, the drama. And I mean, I love it. Like, to be recognized by someone is pretty cool to me. But to a lot of cam girls, it's scary and not cool. And so that's why I hesitate to talk about my enthusiasm for it, because my situation is different, because I've been outed, because I've already been through all that, you know. I'm not living in fear that at any given moment, because it changes your life when you get out as a cam girl. It does. I mean, you know, my kids, they handle it like freaking champions. Like, I can't even, it's the funniest thing because at their school it's just mostly a rumor. Like, is their mom a porn star? And I think she's a porn star, but maybe no, because I'm very involved in the PTA and I'm very involved.
And then it turns out you're actually a porn star.
And I mean, it depends on what your definition of the word porn star is, because, you know, and there's no level or classing. I mean, I don't really consider myself, I haven't reached that kind of status. Like,
I
being
feel
a
like
porn
the
star,
school doesn't give a shit, though. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
They
Oh, no,
can't-
like, they don't give a
freaking love
shit,
it.
like, overall? Oh, really?
They think it's awesome. Like, yeah, it's just, I mean, okay, so I live in the country. I mean, the mountains, hillbilly country. And so my little webcam thing is nothing compared to the strippers, compared to the
Meth
everything.
labs.
I mean, we've got meth labs, yes, meth labs. Like, do you see what I mean? So my drama isn't any worse than anybody else's drama around here. So in some ways that's cool, but the problem is in this area is that it's like no middle class. And for no matter how much money I make, no matter how much money I make, I will always be in that shit low-level trailer trash class because of what I do for a living. Do you know what I mean? And so that does hurt my kids. It hurts my kids. I mean, but like I said, they're champions. I mean, they hustle so hard, and it doesn't seem to majorly impact them. They've definitely jumped over hurdles, and I have 2 daughters that are class presidents and cheer captains, and they run track and field. You know what I mean? So them bitches are working. That's fine. And I don't know.
You know, I just did a video on this, like a minute-long video talking about being a role model probably 2 hours ago, because thinking about what a role model is, you know, when you want to be that person for your kids, it's not about being perfect. So, I mean, they might view it differently now than they do later, but I think the fact that you are so enthusiastically reaching for what you want to get out of life, I feel like that right there is being a good role model, no matter what, you know, your title is in your profession, for sure.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I think what they are learning from me, and then I hope they're learning from me, is that no one can ever say no to you. Like, if you want something, if you want to survive, if you want to do this or accomplish that, then you just have to work for it. And sometimes it's not always the most obvious way to do it. That's just what I've learned, and I think they learned that with me. So, you know, I try to be a role model to them, and I don't know, I think I am. But thanks for saying it.
Absolutely. Hey, Chelle, you've been pretty quiet. I know you've been using the last hour to come up with a burning question, right?
She always has one per show.
I really don't. I've been taking mad notes and like concentrating and putting my kid to bed and
mom life.
I've been distracted.
Yeah, it's crazy with the multitasking you got to do.
Yeah. It's still only 8 o'clock here, so I've got the Lego movie playing for mine.
The Lego movie. Well, I'll tell you, it gets easier. I mean, like with my girls all in high school and my son almost in middle school, like they're independent now, so it's so much different. Like, you know, you don't have to do the tucking in every night, and you know, in fact, my son gets really pissed off when I try to kiss him goodnight. He's a mad gamer, my son. He just got a new Scuff. I don't know if you guys know anything about gaming, but the Scuff gaming controller, so it's all customized and so cool.
I know nothing about gaming, but it sounds really awesome.
He pulled up every penny he got for Christmas and got that controller. It was like $125. I couldn't believe it.
Good on him.
Yeah. Well, you know,
teaching them
hard work.
Oh, so
exactly.
Versus, I got a question for you.
Oh,
if you could watch Scarlet dress up as any character in a video, which would you have her dress up as? What would your fantasy for Scarlet Raven be?
Ooh.
What would my fantasy for Scarlet Raven be?
Yeah.
Huh. I hadn't really thought into that because I saw her picture for the first time 2 hours ago. Not even that. I thought she was a big, like, 300-pound redheaded chick. I don't know. Looking at her, I kind of get the what is it? Because you know, I'm not really all that much of a switch. Like, I am definitely like 95% dom, but like what what's that, like, Underworld, that vampire chick, that badass one? What's her name?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like
I'm looking it up right now.
Yes,
No,
I have been told
I can see
that
that
before.
shit.
Tweet that, because I have been told that before, and I need to do that.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I do know, because someone has actually asked me to do that before, and it was just at a time where I was like not into. I kind of go hard and strong, soft, on and off with this costume play, just because it's a lot of work. But I love it. But it's just like
that would actually be a good one for probably even a dom one. You know,
I like it.
Celine's badass leather fucking.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like that a lot. What is that one new Domino, that new DC Marvel is going to have coming out? Is she coming out? You know what I'm talking about, Domino?
I
You don't
have
know.
no idea.
You know, like with, what's her name? Harley Quinn. She's kind of like Harley Quinn's, like, arch nemesis.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I was going to be like, Factor.
Yeah, I know you were going to be like Factor. You
This
said
is our production
Domino?
director.
You said Domino, Scarlet?
Yeah, isn't she, like Harley Quinn's, like,
Domino is, here, look, see, this is why I'm one of the hosts over on Super Nerd Tinder. You can catch that with myself, Race X's Cash, and Mr. DKB coming up. We got the writer of the Rick and Morty comic actually coming up on the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. But as far as
shit, really?
Yeah, bro, for real. The writer of that comic, yeah, no shit. Yeah, man, shout out to Racer, man. Racer hooked that shit up. But for real, as far as Domino's concerned, she's primarily a member of X-Force. She's a mutant that has the ability to change the probability factor of situations to where they fall into her favor. She's going to be debuting in the new... from what I understand, she's going to be in Deadpool 2 with Cable, which is going to lead into New Mutants. That's just... Look, that's something that revolves around the Deadpool shit, and Deadpool's my shit, so Domino...
Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to do Domino. That's my new... Like, that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, that's my...
She has a sexy-ass costume, too.
Right? I might have to lose a little bit. Yeah, see, she's hot, and so I'm going for her. But the other one, the Underworld character, I need that one. That's a good one. So, tweet it if you can, if you think about it. To me, though, to Scarlet Raven _69.
Yeah, right, not the other Scarlet. I actually found another Scarlet when I was trying to tag you in a post earlier, and I ended up tagging an artist from England.
Yeah, that was another Scarlet Raven. Yeah, we need to get your Google Analytics in check, my friend.
No, it's good. It's a good thing. I'm shadow banned on Twitter, and it's a good thing, to be honest, because the only problem with being out at a high school is that it's very, like, people want to find me, and I don't want to be, like, the star of their teenage dream.
So has anybody ever randomly come up to one of your kids and been like, is your mom 300 pounds and ginger? Google Scarlet Raven porn star. I'm not fucking joking. Like, it's right fucking there. Click
I'm gonna
I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna do it right now.
Dude, like you are so much prettier than this woman, and I watched her suck the fuck out of this guy's dick. I mean,
Oh God.
Yeah, and I didn't even have to. Like, it was not required. It just happened in my life, and I will never get that time back. Are you looking
girl, you have nothing to worry about. You don't need to leave the fucking town.
I am. Yeah, that's not me. But I mean, I don't know where she came from, but like, that's funny. Nobody's ever asked my kids that.
Like, we will get some BBW girls on here. We will get the big girls, and I'm not discriminating against them. But this other girl is pig porn, dude. Like, Straight up.
What
Can't
are
do
you
it.
talking about? You cannot have a BBW on your show and say something like that. That's not going to come off well. I think you should practice.
It is no fuck given.
Yeah, you need to research the other
That's a good
Scarlet
point. That's a
Raven.
good point. You're right. That's a good... This is a good point. We're not special snowflakes here. Everybody just needs to chill. I hear you. That's funny.
I was a heavy kid growing up. Harassing somebody over their weight isn't something I condone, but I still stand by my statement.
But the thing is the reason why I'm so sensitive to it is because in our industry, this is no joke. When I started camming, one of the things I noticed first off was how freaking horrible women are to each other, like fucking ridiculous. And all I could see was, hey guys, it's really hot and sexy when we work together, we make more money. So it's a lot hotter than us fighting, let's work together. And so I always termed it pussy power. But the thing was that even right now, when you were saying that and you were saying those things, I know that there are BBW models that could be listening to this who are like wanting to fucking kill somebody right now. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
And in my mind,
Get
I
on
was
the
thinking
radio
to
and yell at
myself, in my mind, I was thinking to myself, okay, just to clarify, no problem with your opinion, but that's not my opinion mostly just because I try to stay away from the drama, but it's a sad.
Real quick, Scarlet, I want to agree with you, but I will also invite anyone out there listening to call and scream at humanity for his and his opinion alone. Again, that number is 765-400-0511.
That's
Come
right.
at me,
you should
bro.
call him. Come at him. Seriously. It would be awesome. But no, I'm just.
But if you're going to come at me, I want you to watch her suck that guy's dick like I had to.
Oh my! I am doing that as we speak. It's disturbing for me. It's not what I'm into.
No, I don't think it's as much about the weight though as you carry it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are big girls that have a lot of pounds and a lot of charisma, and if they can rock that shit, then do it.
Amen.
The thing is it's all about confidence. It doesn't even matter what size you are, because even like when I go to these conventions, like I'm trying to go to Vegas for the AVN, which is the 24th through the 28th. And
because you're up for MILF of the Year.
No, I'm up for MILF of the Year on the Vids Awards. Which is separate of the AVN, but Vids is the most important. It's the only award that I want is MILF of the Year, and it's free to vote every day. The voting ends on January the 21st. But
go vote for Scarlet, you guys.
Please vote for me so that right now I'm in third. And what happens is that at the end of the contest on the 21st, they'll take the top 5, and then the Vids, like I guess employees or staff, vote on who they want the winner to do, and mostly that's just because. They don't want it to all be about money because you can pay for votes. So like if somebody wanted to be the reason why I'm in the top 5 is because I've had a lot of people who have financially contributed to voting for me. And what I do is I give rewards. So like lots of really crazy deals on videos and custom videos and you know what I mean? For paid votes. So you're getting something for it. And that's sort of the strategy of the contest. But at the end of the day, they want to take those people who hustled for that award, and then they want to say, okay, who really of these 5 do we think is the MILF of the Year? You know what I mean? Like, so that would help and prevent like just somebody from randomly tipping themselves.
Tell our listeners one more time where you can vote for you to win MILF of the Year.
The easiest place is if you just go to scarletraven.manyvids.com, and there's a button that says vote now, or vote. It says one free hand vote here, or something like that. If you click on that, then yeah, that'll be the easiest way. There's a whole contest page, and if you follow my Twitter, I pretty much tweet about it like every 30 minutes. So, it's funny because I had this one, when you talk about stalkers, I had this one like Twitter stalker. He's such an asshat. And he, for like 1 or 2 days straight, for everything I tweeted at all, he responded with the picture of spam, canned spam. And I'm like, dude, what is your deal? Like, this is my spam account. This is my fucking job. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, what do you, get pissed off at McDonald's when they advertise on the radio? Sell this shit? Like, no. Like, this is what I'm doing. weirdos.
Yeah, no,
So-
I can completely relate to that. I had another hip hop artist recently ask me why I spammed on Facebook so much, and I'm like, that's the only reason I have a fucking Facebook account.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what do you think I'm on here for? Jesus Christ. Excuse my language.
But it's not spam, though, if you're sharing your stuff on your profile. Spam is what that dude was doing by getting up on your post and sharing his crap.
Well, you are exactly right. That's really true. And it was funny because one of my friends, another cam girl, she would like every time he did that, she would respond to his thing with all of her links, like cool thanks. And so it really just kind of pisses them off. I don't understand these online trolls. I mean, we have a group in the cam community, and like legit, their entire like I can't even tell you the amount of time that they waste harassing cam girls just because they don't like them. They create an account. I mean, it's horrible.
It's sad. Well, we're about to wrap things up. We're about out of time.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you would like to touch on? Any causes you want to champion real quick? Anything you want to promote, et cetera, et cetera? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I feel like we covered a wide array tonight. I'm pretty impressed with it, the whole process. So I don't know. Unless there's anything you have for me, I'm pretty happy with all the things we talked about.
I am actually very impressed. You were. We got a lot out of you. You were a hell of a guest, to be quite honest. And
well, thank you.
I'm satisfied. Can you give us one more time? Drop your Twitter links, your mini vids links, social media website, whatever you're trying to promote. Let us hear it.
All right. Well, I am Scarlet Raven _69 on Twitter. And the only big thing I'm promoting right now is that contest on ManyVids, which is scarletraven.manyvids.com. And I really appreciate No Fucks Given for having me on their show today. It was awesome. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, that is Scarlet Raven. Thank you so much for being our guest. You have been fucking phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I know we have all enjoyed talking to you. We're getting to know just the cam girls and people that work in the adult industry on a more personal basis like this is just fascinating, and I really appreciate you being part of what really is a show that hasn't been around very long, and we hope to grow, and we really appreciate you being at the base of that.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Guardian Angel, what's your website real quick?
You can
Social
find
media, everything.
You can find Guardian Angel, which obviously is me, on ripsoldiersmusic.com. That is the label that I co-own, and all of our music is up there. And actually, every single one of our links is up there, too. It's a general hub. So ripsoldiersmusic.com, or you can Google RIP Soldiers Music, and everything will come up that way, too. Super easy.
Hell yeah. You can find me at www.versushumanity.com, facebook.com/versushumanity, Instagram and Twitter at @versus_humanity, and be sure to go like No Fucks Given Radio on Facebook, go like 3 Chicks 1 Prick, and check out the array of other No Fucks Given Radio shows. We have the craziest fucking variety of shit in underground radio, from hip-hop to comic books to wrestling to we are sex. I mean, there's just so many different things I can even think to name off. We have it all at No Fucks Given Radio, and we're going to continue to grow. Shout out to Chelle, who's pretty much become the producer of this show and the production director, Mr. Unknown Factor, and I'm going to turn it over to you so I can go to fucking work tomorrow, because I am an employed American now.
Well, because you forgot fucking morning metal as well as we can cover. We cover conspiracy theories on Aliens Ain't My Broadcast. But the one thing you didn't get into tonight was foot jobs. But you know what? I think I'll leave that to Elmo 415 with foot jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. This has been 3 Chicks 1 Prick. And then Facebook, yo, if you want dope music, well, go over to the fucking website, y'all. I mean, there's dope music.